Hello, everyone. I'm Kara Lovehart, one of the directors of the New Visions Holistic Expo, and we're introducing our vendors and our speakers this week and next because we're getting ready for our 20th anniversary of this event. Again, this is at the York Expo Center, so we are right here in York, PA. We have over 90 vendors, and we're just so excited to be able to celebrate this 20th year. And so I want to introduce you to an amazing woman who's been in our holistic community. She has really helped set the foundation and the roots because this is a community. It's not just an expo. And we're just really grateful that she's, again, going to be a part of this event. And so without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to the lovely Lana Ryder of Soundwise Health and Associates. Yay, Lana! So I know that not everyone knows you, so I just would love if you could give a brief introduction into who you are and what you do and how you got involved in holistic health.
Oh, who am I? The eternal question we all ask. um, well, I have been involved in healthcare one way or another for many, many years. I was born into a long line of professional musicians and healers, and it struck me one day a few years back, oh, gee, I'm kind of carrying on that tradition, being into the healing profession and also with music and sound. So I worked in allopathic medicine for 25 years, and that really proved to be an important foundation for going into holistic medicine. The training and the experience that I had with anatomy and physiology, and even working with the allopathic medical community, it really, as I said, gave me a good foundation for working as a professional in the holistic medical field. And I do look at holistic as you know, a medical field, just not in the allopathic sense, you know, the wholeness of body, mind, and spirit. So I've been doing the sound therapy specifically for 22 years, but I entered the holistic field as a massage therapist, and that was 27, 28 years ago. So as it's organically grown and evolved, there now just is only time to dedicate my work and teaching to the sound therapy. So did that answer everything?
Yes. Yes. Now, I know that you answered my question too about what holistic means to you
Mm,
and really that mind, body, spirit piece, and that it is part of medical care, healthcare. I think that it's just not in the allopathic sense, as what you said. I think that's perfect way of looking at it. So I'm curious about how Soundwise Health and Associates began and how it's progressed and what you're doing now with your work.
mm. Well, it's been a long, strange trip, but it's been all good and a lot of learning curves along the way. As I know that you know, I started out with my own holistic healing center many years ago, Tree of Life Healing Associates, and had quite a few different practitioners with a variety of modalities practicing out of that center. And I had that for 11 years. But it was while I was there that I wanted to do something more with my music background. And I loved giving massages. I had a very thriving practice. Um, and then I joined up with WellSpan when they decided they were going to open the Center for Mind Body Health. So I was in on the ground floor of that. And the day that we had a meeting where the medical director, it was Ed Rogers, told us that he had gotten a speaker to speak to the faculty, the staff at WellSpan York Hospital specifically then, as well as the public. he told me he was having Dr. Mitch Gaynor come in. And I was just screaming because I had just bought a book by Dr. Gaynor the night before. And back then there were not very many books on sound therapy, sound healing, anything like that. Music therapy, yes, but I didn't want to be a music therapist. I didn't want to go back to college and, spend 5 years doing that. Um, so when I heard that, I was really thrilled because for me, it was not only a way of introducing um, sound and voice and music in a more therapeutic way in my massage sessions, but also helping to bridge the gap between allopathic and holistic. Because Dr. Gaynor was chief of oncology at Strang Cancer Center and teaching professor at Cornell University. And of course, there had been other physicians, MDs, back then who were discovering and finding the credibility and validity in a lot of the holistic modalities. And so once I met Dr. Gaynor and talked with him and experienced a sound meditation from him, uh, I knew that was it. So little by little, I started learning whatever I could find on sound therapy. I have to say, at the very beginning, I learned some things that were not correct. Um, Teachers that meant well, and some of them are even well-known names. But as I progressed along and dug deeper, and really wanted the truth and the facts about what sound is, how can we use it for healing? Um, I realized that some of the things I learned and did teach a few of my initial students the wrong things. But, we don't know what we don't know. And so I kept learning. I still learn. I take continuing ed every year. And it's amazing to me because sound healing, sound therapy, sound work, it's a vast topic. And there's so much to learn. And the teachers that I have honed it down to now, that I choose to invest my time and money in and learning, are some of the best in the world, and they truly are, and they have the facts. So what I ended up doing was, as I was teaching classes and writing curriculum for all different kinds of sound healing classes, integrating it into whether massage practice or energy practices, like Reiki or healing touch, or, I could name a bunch of those, and yoga. Um, I found that it was taking more and more of my time because there wasn't anybody around our South Central Pennsylvania who was teaching sound, let alone practicing it. And so I started getting calls to speak at some pretty cool places. Like I spoke to pre-med students at Bucknell University. I've spoken at HAC in the massage therapy program, and also a friend of mine asked me to speak to her anthropology class. I think that was at the Middletown campus, and F&M College, a variety of medical facilities, uh, and of course, a lot of expos and corporate wellness events. So the more I got asked to do these things, I kept realizing I have to learn more. I have to learn more. I have to learn more. And so I have. And I feel that what Soundwise Health and Associates offers to people is an opportunity to learn all the things that not only I learned and they learned from me, and some of the other sound courses that they've taken. But we've weeded through all of the myths and the misinformation, and there's a lot of it in the sound healing field. Some of it sounds good. It may even seem to make sense, but being a truther in the sound field, I want to know, is this frequency really special? Or is that frequency harmful? Or did the Nazis make this our frequency that we tune the note of A to, because then it makes us more able to be controlled. And, I could go on and on. There's tons of these myths. And I didn't want to teach them if they were not true. And I want to give people, whether it's the client or students, other practitioners, the opportunity to practice from fact-based. And that's not discounting that we don't know everything and we can't prove everything. Sometimes we just don't have the sensitivity in our technology to prove certain things, but yet we've anecdotally seen that it works. So I don't discount that either, the metaphysical and the esoteric. There's certainly a place for that. So that was a long answer.
I'm just so grateful that you are in our community in South Central PA. And I think that when I refer people to a sound healer, anyone that's gone through your training program, I highly hold high regards for, and I know that they have been trained very well, not just in the professionalism and the ethics of sound healing and healing in general, but just everything that you teach. So I think that what's exciting is you're going to be at the expo, and you're going to be doing a sound demo. You're going to be talking about raising your vibration through sound on Saturday. So everyone gets to experience a little bit of the sound in a group setting. And then you and your associates are going to be offering sessions, correct?
Yes, we will. Gentle but powerful sound healing sessions. We have a double space there, and several of my associates will be with me. Ken Ebert will be there, and Sarah Meyer, Monica Mullen. And these people are all out there doing sound at their own events. There will probably be a couple other ones. I just don't have it confirmed yet. And the really exciting thing for me is that other sound therapists, sound healers, sound workers, sound practitioners, whatever we're calling ourselves, will also be there with their own booths. Diane Cardello and Heather Sheets and Stephanie Cucina. And we're all going to be back in that sound healing world. So I encourage people to come back there. It will feel wonderful, as it will throughout the whole building. I'm a little prejudiced towards the sound. But we will all be there. And our sound healing community, and not just people who have come to my classes, but our sound healing community, we really reach out and support one another. And it's not a thing of competition, it's more of collaboration. And that's what I teach in the sound business course as well. We're all here to support each other, and the better off one does, the better off the other does, and so on and so forth. And it's really a family. It's just really beautiful to see. And that has me the most excited, I think, about anything that I've done in my work and in my practice all these years, to see us all pulling together, the oneness.
Mm.
So
Well, if someone is really truly understanding what holistic is and how it is everything affects everything, mind, body, and spirit, you're really looking at the world from a completely different paradigm. And even how we are an ecosystem in our own and how we interact socially in our culture and how things ripple out. And I think that that's what's the best thing about this event. It's this 20th year, and all the vendors that come, I think people who are, and again, if you've been a guest out there and have attended this event, I'd love for you to comment about this, because people always say that the event has such amazing feeling to it. And it's palpable when you enter into the space, you feel like really good vibes. And I think that's the product of what happens when interactions between vendors and businesses that make up this expo and the attendees and guests, when they're in harmony and like you said, it's not about this competition. It's about how can we support each other? How can we serve you in the community for your own healing? And how can we serve each other from the business perspective? And that's what I really, I'm getting goosebumps, but that's what I feel like really sets this event apart. And I'm just really honored to be a part of it, and all the vendors and guests too. So now, with this being our 20th year, Lana, tell us about your experience with this event, because I know you've attended as a vendor in the past, and I'm curious about anything that you want to share with folks that may be new to this event.
Well, I started out in this event when Bill and Bob first started it, and that's a long time ago.
You went to
And
your
I was,
college, the very first one?
yes, there was also one at, it was off of Route 30 in the ballroom of some hotel up there.
Yes. Yes.
I can't remember what I can't remember what it was called,
I
but
think it's
yeah,
Wyndham Wyndham, it's a Wyndham right now. Wyndham Gardens is what it's called now, I
yeah,
believe.
it wasn't that then. It was something else. But
Mhm.
anyways, so yeah, and then they did go over to the fairgrounds. They were in a smaller building at first, but so I've watched it grow and change, and it was always a good event. It was always a good feeling. I always enjoyed it. I always enjoyed the love and the camaraderie and the unity that was there among all the vendors as well as the attendees. Um, I dropped out of it for a while because major life changes and moved to Lancaster, and some things shifted. But uh, I've decided that I need to get back into this expo because I believe in it. And Bob and Bill were really so helpful and supportive of me in getting started. They gave me many opportunities to speak at Friday night forums, and they referred people to me, you know, all those years ago, even when they were in downtown New York. That's where I first went to New Visions Books, and followed them at all the different locations after that. But yeah, so they started something they in the community in York, and then eventually branched out, and the light just got brighter and brighter and brighter to bring in the holistic community as one. And so I'll always be grateful to them for that, and remembering Bill very fondly. So yeah, so that's kind of my history with it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm just grateful that you're back with us and you're still a part of the community and still doing amazing things to support it. So, I'm gonna ask if you have any of your sound tools behind you. Do you wanna share anything that you'll be using at the event or anything at all, briefly with us so that we can kinda get an idea of what might be to expect when if someone's getting a sound session at the expo?
Well, we will use the metal bowls. There, see if I can grab one. We will be using them both on and off the body around the field. We're mindful of the noise, of the loudness of our instruments, because we don't want to interrupt any of the readers and the great readers that you have there this year. Um, so we will be using the bowls. We always ask the clients, do you mind if I put the bowl on the body, or let them know. Some people aren't comfortable with the weight of the bowls on them. Most people are. So yeah, we will use the bowls, and we will use things such as the crystal pyramid and the crystal tuning fork. They're very gentle sounds.
I love that.
For going down over the chakras and the meridians, the different layers of the energy field. Um, we will have a handheld gong there, but we won't be using them loudly because people love the gong, but they can reverberate throughout the building, and like I said, we don't want to disturb anybody else's practice that they're doing. Um, we'll have our little copper pyramid. People can sit under that while receiving a sound, but we'll also have a table so they can lie down and receive it that way. They will have a choice. Um, we use a little bit of drumming, again, gentle drumming. Um, we'll use the monochord. I have a monolini. It's a smaller drone string instrument. which I do have a class coming up right after the expo, August 18th. It's learning to work with the monochord, the handpan, and the shruti box. So throw that in.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I love the pan drum.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great.
So,
I love it.
yeah, so we will be using a variety of instruments. Um, some of them, maybe the sansula, it's like a kalimba. Um, that's up here, a very gentle instrument, and it has a very soft sound.
Mm.
And yeah, and probably some other things.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. It's like all you can eat buffet of sound tools to
Yeah,
experience. And I know you have
yeah.
many more in your studio for your sound circles that you do, and you do events at your place. So I will put the website for your upcoming classes too, in case anyone's not able to make the event, and anything that you have as far as going on there, because I think it's an amazing experience. It's definitely an experience to sit in sound and the different vibrations and the emanations that come out of the instruments and the practitioners, of course, too. So,
Yeah.
the last thing I want to ask, Lana, if anyone's new to the expo and they've never been there before, because there's a lot, it can be a little bit overwhelming in a good way because there's so much cool stuff there. What would you tell someone if it's their first visit to the event?
I would say come with an open heart and an open mind. Um, Everybody comes from a different place, whether it's spiritually, emotionally, their background and experiences in life. So come with an open mind and open heart. And there are many vendors there, a variety of people to choose from. And take your time, allow enough time. I think one of the biggest mistakes that I've made going to these holistic expos is not allowing enough time. Because as you stop and talk with vendors, it's an education in itself. Uh, I mean, we will be doing that with the sound, and I know that other people there, whether it's with their gemstones or their crafts or their soaps or their readers, whatever it is that they're offering, you can learn so much from these people, and you can get a feel for who you want to maybe follow up with or go to or walk around and experience different vendors and then decide who you want a session with. I've done that already. I've gotten a session with someone, and then I'm walking around and I'm like, oh, I wish I would have known about this. I would have come to this one first. Not that anyone's disappointing any of the vendors I've ever gone to at any of the expos, in the country, but to just take your time and take it in and, yeah, keep an open mind, open heart. Yeah.
Thank you, Lana. I think that's perfect advice for anyone who's there, it was their first time. So again, thank you, Lana. The Soundwise Health and Associates, you guys are our sponsors this year, so we're really grateful for that. Thank you, thank you. And then keep in mind that Lana is offering a demo, and this is going to be an experience for and also education on raising your vibration with sound on Saturday at 4 o'clock. So that'll be a group lectures in the lecture room, in the lecture hall, I should say. If everyone's interested in looking at our vendors, our complete list of vendors and our complete list of speakers, or to buy tickets ahead of time, I highly encourage you to do so through our website. And I can post that in the comments here. And then, of course, the first 100 through the door each day gets a swag bag. And we're doing a lottery, so we're going to put some random readings and services in those swag bags. So it's going to be like some of those random bags are going to have really great stuff in it. Of course, everything gets these amazing goodies and samples, but I just love giving away stuff, so I'm really excited for that. So you can buy your tickets at the store still at New Visions Books and Gifts in person, but at the Expo on Saturday and Sunday, it will be cash only unless you previously purchased your tickets online. So you can do that. So if anyone has any other questions, you can always reach out to us. And Lana, we look forward to seeing you in August. August 13th and 14th.
Thank you. Me
So,
too.
yeah, we'll see you there. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Bye.